Mr. Yum Yum asked, is there a friendly rivalry between ride ops, and are good operations incentivized?
There's nothing more frustrating than long lines at a theme park, and while sometimes a long line is unavoidable just because of the number of people in the park, a well-managed theme park has a few ways of ensuring the rides are being as efficient as possible, and one of the theme parks I worked in was particularly good at this. Emerald Park in Ireland consistently gets praise for its operations, and if you ask me, there were two reasons why. Firstly, the management watched ride throughputs very closely and were always looking for ways to speed things up while remaining as safe as possible. They had a target that every guest should experience an average of 8 rides in a day. They would monitor the number of people who rode each ride and divide that by the number of guests who visited the park. This would help them find which rides and which operators were performing well or not so well, and find ways to improve the rides and staff members who needed it, and monitor whether the park was meeting its target of 8 rides per guest per day. But my favourite way that Emerald Park sped up its operations was what you just mentioned, encouraging friendly rivalry. Team leaders would consistently encourage operators to pursue hourly or daily records for the big rides, posting in the work group chat whenever those records were broken. By the end of the season, there was a fierce rivalry and friendly competition for those records, and it made a noticeable difference. I visited a few times as a guest, and every single time the lines were moving incredibly fast, especially on the coasters.
If you're a ride operator at a different park, I'd love to hear how your park incentivizes good and fast operations. Thanks for your question, Mr. Yum Yum.